All right, in our last type of problem here in section 6.5, our simple interest problems, we're again looking to a formula which involves multiplication and which we'll use in order to get expressions which can then be added together. And these have more to do with like our first problems where we didn't have a relationship that went all the way across the last row that we get. So our simple interest formula is principal times rate times time is equal to interest. The principal is the amount of money invested or which interest is accruing upon. The rate is the annual percentage rate. This is always given as an annual percentage rate. And the time is the time in years. It must always be in years because the rate is annual percentage rate. And the interest is the amount of money that's earned or paid on the principal at the given annual percentage rate. So with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at our first example here, example number 38. And so in example number 38, we say a woman invested 4 times as much at 5% as she did at 6%. Well, you're seeing in these also some translation like we came across way back when, maybe like section 1.1 through 1.4. And so we have those to deal with in this. So I'm going to make a table here that has principal and rate and time. Even though time usually has only 1 year in them, don't forget to put those in. And I'm going to have my interest. So this again, principal times rate times time is equal to interest, just like that. And then what we have are a 5% rate and we have a 6% rate. And the total amount of interest she earns in 1 year from both accounts, so 1 year, that's my time, from both accounts is 520. So this down here is our total row, just like it has been always, and this is the total and this is the interest, so this is the total interest box. So we're going to put 520 right in here for the total interest box. And she has 4 times as much at the 5 as the 6%. So at the 5%, she has 4 times as much as at the 6% level. So this is going to translate into an equation right there. So this is our low and this is our high. Sometimes we'll actually be told what someone's investing in, and so we'd have a little bit more interesting things to put in here. So right now I'm going to put in X here, and I'm going to put Y in here. A lot of times we'll have this one. Right now we don't. There won't ever be anything in these because interest rates don't have any relationship to the grand total over here. And then we multiply across just like before. These are interest rates, so this is 0.05 times X and 0.06 times Y. And our one equation, which sometimes will come from this plus this is equal to this, and then our second equation, this plus this is equal to this. However, this time we have a translation, so the 5% amount, which is X, is equal to 4 times the 6% amount, which is Y, and then we have 0.05X plus 0.06Y, and that is equal to 520. So that'll be our 2 equations and 2 unknowns. Why don't you go ahead and pause, solve it, and come back and check yourself. All right, so once we go through this and solved it, I solved it by substitution. Then we see that we get out that Y is equal to 2,000. That's the amount of money at the 6% account or amount, and then we substitute that into our first equation, and we get out 8,000 at the 5% amount. And a simple check of the interest rate times the amount of money, and the interest rate times the amount of money shows us that the sum is $520, which offers us a check. All right, now let's move on to the next one, and why don't you go ahead and see if you can solve these 2 problems on your own, and then come back into the next video and give them a check. So examples 39 and 40, why don't you try to solve those completely by yourself and then come back and watch the video to check them.